Hi, y'all. This is Genevieve with Belladonna and Moonbeams. How are y'all doing? I'm doing really well. 2 days to Thanksgiving. Still no turkey. Oh well. Tonight, I'm going to do something different. I am going to review a book called Otherworld by Allaun. I don't have the book yet because it doesn't come out until December 1st. So I printed this picture off of Amazon so that you could see what the cover is going to look like. It's going to be really pretty. So let me tell you a little bit about Allaun. First of all, he has a Facebook page, Shamanism and Magic. He is a shaman. He reads tarot. He does a lot of different things. I actually took a tarot class from him last year, and then I took some class from him on Hex education. I'd have to think about the name, so don't hold me to it. So I started following him on Facebook and interacting with him, and he lets me post my videos on there. And I knew that I've got one of his other books, and so I knew this book was coming out. And I wrote him and I said, hey, look, I will read it and give you a review if you'll let me read it. I still will buy your book. I'm not trying to rip you off or anything. I'm not trying to take your money. And because I've already pre-ordered it, like from Amazon months and months and months ago. But I thought maybe I could contribute something to that. And so I read the book. Well, I read most of it. And honestly, I was a little bit apprehensive about the book because, all too often, books about gods, goddesses are dry and boring. I mean, some of them really are, but interesting, yeah, but kind of drier than sawdust for the most part. But when I picked up this book, it was not like that. For example, in Shapeshifting, I printed out a few of the pages. I didn't print out the whole book, obviously, because that would cost me more than buying the book. Oh, dragon magic. Well, we'll just start with shape-shifting. And he has this description of, just let me read it to you. He was the greatest eagle dancer our tribe ever had. Watching him, you forgot that it was a man dancing, not a bird. He spoke about this. I was great doing the eagle dance. I could make myself into Wombly, the sacred bird. I could think and move like a bird, move slowly, cock my head, turn it this way and that way, just like an eagle. The eagle has to soar, to fly high. I could crawl into the mind of an eagle. An eagle spirit took over my body. Father's dance was a prayer at sacredness. But then, and that actually came from another book, but he goes on to say, shape-shifting is one of the most powerful techniques of animal magic. There are stories from around the world of people changing into animal form. Central Europe has many stories of men turning into werewolves during the full moon. In the U.S., the Algonquin tribe has a story of the Wendigo. The legend of the Wendigo says that during cold winter nights, anyone who is so hungry that they engage in cannibalism is cursed to transform into the half-man, half-beast, who forever haunts the forest that feasts on human flesh. That's interesting. That is not a dry tone. So, plus, shape-shifting is really cool to me because I love the Morrigan, and Morrigan is one of the goddesses about shape-shifting. Another thing, he'll say, the Native American people see animals as expressions of the divine presence of the universe and the creator. Each animal has their own powers that enable them to contribute to the betterment of the tribe and the earth itself. Isn't that fascinating? There's a place where he talks about being in the forest, and when he did, I felt myself in that forest. I heard the cicadas that he spoke about. I felt a presence watching me. And when I was reading about the shape-shifting, I found myself there at the Lakota dance, at an episode of Dancing and Shape-Shifting. It gives me goosebumps to read it out loud to y'all. But the great thing about Chris's book is he's gone ahead and he combines history and anthropology and sacred stories and things that have been handed down and religion all in one book, and he makes it interesting. And he also gives us techniques to connect with spirit and with nature so that we can enter into that magic. And we know I'm all about the magic, right? One of the other things I loved about his book is he recognized the autonomy of the plants, the land, and the animals. In Western society, we seem to lose sight of that. Animals have their own spirit. Animals have their own presence. Do we really have a right to destroy them the way we have? What about the land? In fact, one of the things he says about dragons, I printed out just, like I said, a few pages. Dragons will guard this, he's talking about the earth, will guard this ancient treasure with their lives. Only the witch and spirit walker who works towards spiritual development may obtain the dragon's treasures of magic, enchantment, and spiritual enlightenment. They are the flowing energies of the land. As long as the land is alive, the dragon affects the land. They are also the keepers of magic, wisdom, and enchantment. They can teach us how to have a better relationship with the land and all those beings, be it an animal or spirit, who live upon the land. And as I read this book, I caught so many different things that I realized there are nuances within it. There are some things that a beginning person with magic or spiritualism can get, but then there are nuances further down that are deeper and in more depth. So it's a book that you can read more than one time, which I really like that because, you know, if you buy a book and it's too simplistic, what are you going to do with it? But I feel like there's a lot of deepness in this book. So I'm actually excited to receive my copy next week, hopefully. Because, like I said, I pre-ordered it like 5,000 years ago. Or at least it seems like it's probably a few months, you know. But you know how that goes. So, y'all, this book, Otherworld, is a great book to add to your library. I'm adding it to mine, and I suggest you add it to yours. By the way, if you want to do a private reading, send me a text to 405-512-9400. If you want me to do a spell, same phone number, 405-512-9400. And go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you'll never miss another video or another book. Have fun. I'll talk to you later. Bye.